Hi and welcome to a very exciting video because this one is going to be actually very useful to all of my online shoppers, and these are some of my hacks and tips that are not so out there, so not popular and superficial. This is more than just googling the name of the store and promo code. These are some actual tips that I use for my personal shopping, and I think you're going to love them, and I really hope you will apply them. So let's get started. Tip number one. I don't know if you've heard of Revolut, but it's a digital bank, and there's a feature of a virtual card, a single-use virtual card, which is essentially exactly what it sounds like. So it's a virtual card that generates when you in the card section, and after you paid with it for a product, it deactivates. What this does is that card cannot be used again, and it's really safe because it's just a single-use card. So how does it get any better than this? It's much safer, so no personal information is stored and no one can reuse the card again. Tip number two, and this is quite obvious, but believe it or not, some nowadays scammers have advanced so much that it's really hard to tell whether it's a scam or not because some look just so legit. But if a deal seems just way too good to be true, then most likely it is way too good to be true. For example, if they're selling cashmere for very cheap and there's no reasoning behind it, like it's not Black Friday. I mean, some deals actually make sense. For example, if you can use your points plus a promo code, but if it's just way too good to be true, that's a red flag. And I just say listen to your gut. If you had this thought that this is way too good to be true, most likely it is. Tip number three is never buy anything from a site if it doesn't display a lock icon by the URL address. This is because that means that the site is not secure, which will make it so much easier for hackers and thieves to access your personal data. Another way to check whether the site is SSL encrypted is by checking that the website address begins with HTTPS column and two dashes. That's one of the ways to check it as well. Tip number four, and this must be my favorite one because this is just pure girl math, and that is Revolut cashbacks. But I have to make this clear that this video is not sponsored by Revolut whatsoever. It's genuinely what I use and how I benefit from it. But I really love this feature because it makes buying things online much more smoother and makes me feel better about spending the money because I feel like I'm making money. And that is, yeah, like I said, Revolut cashback. So what they do is they partner with like online retailers, and the retailers that they partner with are actually the stores that I buy from online quite frequently, such as Sephora, look fantastic. They also have luxury websites such as Stella McCartney and so many other like brand names. Also includes New Balance, I think Nike, and they add new partners all the time. But like I said, to stores that you actually shop from frequently. And what you do is you have to first activate the cashback and then go back to the site and buy paying your Revolut card. And what you do is you get a cashback instantly. It's 1 to 2, maybe 3%, but you know, any deal, any money saving, be it just $1-2, already makes you feel better. I personally use that a lot, so I highly recommend you add this to your shopping routine. And last but not least, and this is something I nearly fell for the other day, and that is if a site requires more information than needed, and even when they ask you for the information, you're like, I wonder why you need it. That's a red flag, and you should really pay attention to it. Do not provide any information and just close a tab, and just don't. Because you should expect to be asked to give information like shipping address, obviously the payment, but if they ask for, I don't know, some accounts. For example, the other day I nearly got scammed through Telegram, and I had to vote for something. I thought it was my friend because we're really much up her alley. It turns out it wasn't, but that's not the case. What I'm saying is they asked for my Telegram login and password, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, there's no reason, no explanation like why they need this information. And so I didn't give it. And thank God I didn't, because later I found out that she was hacked, and people who did give the account password and then login were then hacked, which is really, really not good. And it's really, honestly, so unfortunate that scammers have advanced so much nowadays, and it's everywhere. But yeah, when you're aware, you're way more secure and safer. So these are my 5 top tips, and tips that I personally use all the time. For example, Revolut, I really, really love it. And like I said, not sponsored, but just keep that in mind. It's worth exploring. I'll leave a link down below. But yeah, I really hope you find this useful. If you have some of your tips that are not so out there, not so overused, and you think are worth knowing and you'd like to share, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you'd like a part 2 of this video, I think we could definitely film one, because I have some more tips that I think you could definitely benefit from. And I'll see you in the next one.